Hi.
Hello. How are you, honey?
Good, thank you.
All right, so the new PJs are from me, and the popcorn. The fashion rag is from Guess Who, and Charlotte Bronte is from...
Molly.
Yes, Molly.
Yes, Molly. Thanks to her, I'm going to be pretty well read.
That's a good thing.
You know, I was thinking about getting one of those ebook thingies because I'm on surveillance all the time, and it'd be a lot easier than lugging around books. Then, on the other hand, if I had something to read all the time, I'd probably get so distracted I would miss my target.
Decisions.
Yeah, you can say that again.
How you feeling?
A little tired, but I feel good. I'm not in pain or anything.
Good. So, did they tell you if the surgery was a success or not?
Kelly is guardedly optimistic, whatever that means.
Okay. Are you optimistic?
I'm kind of all over the place. I don't know. I mean, when I think about having a baby with Jason, it's what I want more than anything in the world. And then I'm not so sure.
I get it. I mean, it's a very natural reaction. And having a baby is a life-changing... You and I have missed a lot of time.
Yeah.
Some of it would have involved sharing confidences, among other things. I know I didn't give you a roadmap, or better yet, a frame of reference for good mothering, but I'm here for you now if you want. I mean, I can listen, I can tell you what I know, whatever that is.
It's a lot. And I would really like that. Thank you. It's just really strange because when I think about having a family with Jason, it's what I want, you know? And then I move from this dream world to reality, and I feel like I have to be honest with myself. I'm just not sure that I would be a very good mother. Before I met Jason, I was pretty much on my own. I mean, I had Danny, and I had to support him. He was my priority, but I never stayed in one place too long. I didn't even have any possessions, so I could pick up and move whenever I wanted.
But people change.
I know. And when I let myself think about having a family with Jason, it seems right. But complicated. I mean, I know how much of a gift giving him a child would be, especially now.
You can't give Jason a replacement.
Yeah, I know that. But I can give him another child.
What do you want?
I don't know. I mean, who am I to think that I can be responsible for another human being?
I think you'd be a great mom.
You were so young when you had me. It must have been overwhelming.
It was the most devastating thing that ever happened to me, having to give you up. It was so devastating that I swore I wasn't ever going to have a kid again.
Famous last words.
I was so terrified when I had Christina, mostly because Sonny was her father, but I didn't know if I would be equipped. I didn't know how that would fit into my life.
You don't seem to have any regrets.
Not one. I can't imagine my life without you girls. You're my life. But that's my truth. And you need to figure out what's true for you. And it's not about what Jason wants, and it's not about what you think you're supposed to want. You need to really, really think about what you want, Sam. Kelly and Jax have spent weeks wondering, worrying if their daughter was going to reject the transplant. I mean, it's unimaginable to think that you've done everything you can do and it's still not enough. I mean, you know that better than anybody.
The doctors say Jocelyn's going to be fine.
Jax would like to keep it that way.
Well, then he shouldn't fight for custody because Carla's a good mother.
She would lay down her life for her children. Look, Jax is worried that the same thing that happened to Sonny's kids will happen to Jocelyn. It's understandable. I mean, Christina's already been kidnapped and almost blew up in an explosion. You have to admit there's a high price to to be paid for having a baby with people who do what you do.
So what you're saying is you're fine with me having a baby, just not with Jason.
I honestly didn't come here to pass judgment on Jason. I came here to give you a care package and to offer my condolences, and one thing led to another, and there I am telling him that I respected him for stepping aside to keep Jake safe, which obviously wasn't the right thing to say. So I'll call you later.
Yeah, you know, giving up Jake didn't keep him safe.
I know it didn't. I do know that. What happened to him was a random, tragic, horrible thing that shouldn't happen to anyone, and I know that isn't any consolation to you at this time. And again, I apologize if I mess things up for you right now. I came from Jax, who's worried about the same thing I'm worried about, and I'm now worried about you and this baby that you haven't even decided that you're gonna have yet.
You're right, we have not made any decisions yet.
And I promise you, whatever you decide, I'll support you. Again, I'm sorry if I said anything to upset anybody, okay? I'll call you and get some rest.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you get up.
Oh, I'm not on bed rest. Dr. Lee just wants me to take it easy. Come in.
Yeah, well, I'm sure your idea and Dr. Lee's idea of taking it easy are not the same thing. Will you please promise me no rappelling off buildings just for 2 weeks?
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Came back because I didn't like the way I left things, and I honestly wasn't trying to interfere in your life.
You were right.
About what?
Jason. I mean, Jason, he does want to make me happy, even though the thought of having another child is killing him. When Jason gave up Jake, I'm sure he thought that one day he would get older, the truth would come out, and he would be able to have some sort of a relationship the way you and I do now. But Jake's gone, and Jason's never going to have that chance.
Are you thinking about having this baby because you think it's going to make Jason feel better?
No one can ever replace Jake. I know that. But if I did get pregnant, it would give Jason a purpose, something to focus on, keep his grief from swallowing him whole.
So do you want to have this baby because you want Jason to feel better, or because you really want to have a family?
I don't know. I've never had that moment. You know, I was never able to look my baby in the eyes and tell her how much I love her, because when I woke up from surgery, she was gone. I've had years to process this pain, and I still miss her.
And you always will, because she's a part of you the same way that Jake is a part of Jason.
Yeah, I know. Oh, maybe it's just too soon for all of this.
Listen to me. I am not trying to talk you out of having a baby. I just want you to give it a lot of consideration, because in the end, sweetie, it's your decision.
I'm gonna fight for